in this one, and just as I was mentioning at the end there with the dire orbs, I would be very surprised if we won't be seeing plenty of Ranger, which is a champion we haven't been getting a whole lot this tournament yet.
Well, one of the things I like about dooi when I was talking to him is that he's really made a concerted effort to be very versatile in his champion selections. He says he feels he has 7, 8 champions that he can play at a world-class level. He feels like he can mix up his lineup anytime he wants. So I think that's important in this game, to be versatile like that and to play, certain maps have certain strengths that benefit champions, and even be able to play off your opponent a little bit, saying, you know what, he likes this champion. I know he likes this champion. I'm going to pick something that I think maybe counters that champion a little bit.
You were mentioning to me before that he liked to pick Clutch when he was going versus Vu as well, which saw great success.
Yeah, that was actually interesting talking to him. He said he did bust out Clutch a couple times. He said Vu had a big problem dealing with Clutch in his match, and so it just shows that, yeah, he's got that mental game down. He's really thinking about things, and he's studying. That's why I mentioned he was up early, watching VODs. That's a big part of the game.
I think that's awesome to hear, actually. We've got the Nyx, we've got the Slash, we've got the Doomslayer from DaHanG, and we've got the Clutch to follow up the Ranger, and who did I say? The Anarchy as well from dooi. So this is an interesting. We got one big, one medium, one small over there from dooi, and I guess we've seen DaHanG a lot on the stage, and as you say, he's got huge amounts of experience. But I think there's going to be a lot of excited people to say, oh, doooi's in the playoffs. How did he top his group? What's he going to do here? And there should definitely be hype around that.
And not just topped his group, 3-0. And I can't stay what? Like, what? I mean, it's so hard to beat these players like that and win 3 in a row. So it says a lot about him and his improvement as a player, his approach. But again, we keep going back to the experience of DaHanG. That's a lot of experience to overcome. And like I mentioned it before, if you've never been on the stage before, and it can get to you, the pressure, but I think dooi has the right mentality. When talking to him, he doesn't let that affect him. He really just, focuses on the game, and he says he's so focused on the game that he doesn't have time to think about anything else. And I said, that's great.
Yeah,
great.
Absolutely. Guys, we are getting into the next quarterfinal here at DreamHack Denver 2017. We have got Liquid DaHanG versus Maestro Gaming dooi, and they're getting started on Corrupted Keep. DaHanG, first on camera, going to be running into a Clutch immediately, but wow, dooi getting started with the frag immediately and taking, look, we haven't seen someone that stacked the whole tournament.
Yeah, he's off to a great start. This is not what you want to deal with if you're playing against the Clutch, to go down early like that. He has both major items. He's fully stacked. He's going to be looking for the shield cooldown. If I'm a betting man, I'm thinking he wants to try to set up another rocket ambush. This is going to be hurt. This is actually going to hurt. His Ghost Walk is, oh my goodness.
He's got to get good rockets at the moment to try and do some damage, but he's not able to. He's such a target to that lightning gun, and with no shield up, yeah, he's going to definitely struggle.
I was a little surprised he didn't go for those 3 hourglasses over there to try to get that shield back up. And just force another close proximity battle with the rocket, with the shield. I think that's really what you try to do with Clutch, but here we are, 1-1.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. It sounds like it's not going to be the last of Clutch that we'll be getting, but dooi dire orbs is something that he's been famed for. Of course, beating Strengths at QuakeCon was his other sort of accolade that he's got within the LAN environment. Wow, okay, DaHanG picking up the frag with the lightning gun. Solid play, but dooi did manage to get some good damage. However, will not be rewarded at all, and the stack looks good once again for DaHanG.
Yeah, that was a nice calculated risk by DaHanG. Great rockets by DaHanG.
Nailed it.
Yeah, just perfect placement.
Looked a little bit sketchy right at the beginning when we saw Clutch absolutely dominate on the first frag, but immediately afterwards, DaHanG was like, all right, I need to settle back into this. And this is a bit more about what I was expecting to see, that maybe not quite as fast as it turned out to be. That was not even a minute and a half.
Yeah, and I thought dooi made a little miscalculation there when, like you said, when his shield was down, standing out there in the open with Clutch and daring to get in that fight. I mean, it's just, you can't miss the guy with a lightning gun. It's the size of a house.
DaHanG did see the shield get popped, and he decided, you know what, I'm going to run away, and now you are in trouble. This is the perfect counter for Clutch.
That is how you take out. You got to be careful about the shield. He did the great job of baiting it, as you mentioned, and then, yeah, he knows it's open season then.
I think that the fact that he chased through the teleporter and then the shield went down, it's like, well, how are you going to get out of there now? You're stuck behind this wall.
Yep, that's actually up there by the lightning gun. It's one of those areas, even if you're not Clutch, any character really, you don't want, it's kind of a dead zone up there. You don't want to be caught jumping out, and you can run into a lot of damage.
Well, we'll see, because again, I mean, I hyped up the dooi Ranger before, but we have seen nothing that's been inspiring yet. That doesn't mean it won't happen. However, DaHanG looking firmly in control. Red, Mega, excuse me, Heavy, Mega, spawning any moment. They're going to be getting a fair exchange on this. Spot each other over the rockets, but DaHanG not looking to get into close quarters. And I think, honestly, he's going to be respecting the dire orb. He knows what doooi's capable of doing with this.
Yeah, that's one of those things you need to watch out for anytime you're going against a Ranger is his dire orb up? Because it's definitely a factor. I could speak, I'm sure you can speak to personal experience when you think you have somebody and you come in hard around the corner and it's like, oh, why did I do that? Is that dire orb? Then I gave up everything.
And it's definitely something that you look out for. As much as it is with the Nyx using the Ghost Walk, if you see a Ranger just using the dire orb, you feel that much more safe, actually, that you can go in real close range and take risks that you wouldn't otherwise be able to take.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing cool about Ranger is it's not a long cooldown for that dire orb. So you got to be, your window to get in there is actually pretty slim. So you got to know when that thing is up.
dooi trying to set up a little bit of a trap here. We are going to get the plasma trail used by DaHanG and just wants to get the hell out of there. But no dire orb forced out. dooi spots him on the side.
A little.
Oh, he used the dire orb to get there.
Yeah, I was like, DaHanG missed armor actually by split second. dooi went and got it.
Stack still doesn't look too bad, but we're not getting much chip damage. I know that DaHanG's trying to do stuff with the nail gun, but I'd like to see dooi return fire with that weapon too. Maybe get the HMG out as well. Start just trying to poke away at the overstack that DaHanG currently has.
Yeah, DaHanG playing smart right now. He knows with the frag lead, dooi has to come to him at some point in here in this round. So he's just playing a very tactical game and trying to force dooi into making a mistake or overextending.
Well, a few nails landed just then from DaHanG, so dooi losing all the overstack he had. Rockets not too bad, chipping away at that armor, and DaHanG's going to break out of that one. He's actually run out of nails, so he'll have to move down there again fairly soon. Oh, what a rocket, actually trying to chase with the LG. Rocket jump up. Oh my God, that dire orb, that was savagery.
That just unbelievable. At first, when he rocket jumped up, I thought he was just going to throw another rocket through the window. And he threw the dire orb and connected, like the timing on that to execute it. It's just amazing. He just got dooi.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The trajectories are mad. And now that he's tied up the champion score, he's playing a slow game with DaHanG, something that Jahar touched upon, these pretty defensive plays a lot of the time. I wonder if he can slowly engineer a fight back into his favor and avoid that ass whooping that he got earlier.
Yeah, he's definitely a student of the game, so I expect him to change up pace, try to play slow, try to play fast when he feels he has the advantage. It's one of those things in Quake that you really do, control pace. Can you keep it slow when you want it slow? Can you make it fast when you want it fast?
Yeah.
So he's doing a good job. He tied it up. Maybe he can get this round.
And he has actually left a bit of a delay on the Mega. And I like that he's trying to switch it up a bit. DaHanG is taking items as and when they come. And now doooi's going to see if he can actually try and control both of the items now.
Yeah,
influence that.
Yeah, definitely delaying and separating the timers is obviously a valid tactic, especially if your opponent doesn't know you delayed something. It can really pay dividends for you. And it looks like that may be the case there. It looks like DaHanG went heavy over to Mega side, thinking it might have been up soon.
He was over by the Mega, thinking that it's going to be up. Yeah, exactly as you say, sorry. And there it is. dooi looking to bait in a little bit, but he moves behind. He'll have an idea of when Mega spawns, and it's even more of a split between the items. But he doesn't actually get anything done. I was maybe hoping for at least a little bit of damage to come out. We're approaching sudden death, Machiavelli. Next frag should be taking it.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised he didn't make at least a bigger push for one. He gave up both items here. I thought maybe he was going to set up some kind of ambush or something and allowing him to get Mega health, but letting him get both, I'm a little worried about that.
And Berserk was just used. We've got the Mega spawning any second. Oh, wow, what a rocket. He finds another one looking for the dire orb to try and close out the frag. He's going to rocket jump through this. There's a brilliant push here from dooi. Can he secure the frag? Just about. And he's going to tie up the round score.
I love how there was no hesitation. As soon as he felt he had the advantage, he went full in.
They couldn't find dooi just then. He dire orbed back over to his PC. And he just...
But it's just really, really good here. This was a great.
Oh, awesome shot. I don't think DaHanG had loads of health left, so it didn't need to be that one where it just goes into their chest. But, I mean, still, dooi with Clutch trying to make something happen, hasn't used his shield, and I wonder if he's going to interrupt things over the armor. Finds him, and DaHanG's got to be careful. He's lost out on quite a lot already.
Interesting. He's still sticking with that clay. He likes that Clutch as his first pick here.
I'm digging his movement as well, actually. Got the sort of little double taps on the directionals. You get that extra speed. Moves in. This is brilliant. Can't find the follow-up just yet, though. Looking at the teleporter exit, finds him up close and is like, all right, thank you. I'll take that one. Happy days.
Yeah, DaHanG was in a very bad position there. As dooi, you can shoot up and splash damage through that great, so dooi's waiting for that as well, and it kind of forced DaHanG to come around the side into close proximity, and he was still had a decent stack to finish him off.
Compared to last time, the previous times, dooi hasn't been able to get the shield up a second time before he's been punished, so I think he's looking for a few more defensive positions, and getting those hourglasses, that's big.
Yeah, very much so. This is huge. Now he can force another close proximity battle, and if you pop that shield, close range rockets, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
We've got a admin call here from DaHanG, so hopefully everything's working at the moment. But there is a champion down for DaHanG for the moment, so we'll see what that results in. We'll wait till we get a call for the time being. We'll just wait and see. But dooi looking all right. I think that actually, after my prediction early on, where I said 2-0 to DaHanG, I really think that dooi's putting on a good show already, and this is definitely the way to put yourself, to have the stature going on when you get on the main stage and show the audience what you're capable of.
And I really liked, the rocket jump, and we saw the orb, and then later when he got the finish in the round and he really got aggressive, that shows a level of confidence that you can tell his nerves are under control, because he recognized something. He didn't let the situation get the better of him because of the stage. He didn't think about that. He just thought, hey, this is the play I want to do. I'm going to get aggressive, and it worked out for him. And that's what I tell all these guys. Play your game. Don't psych yourself out. Just play as best you can and see what happens.
A lot of people who haven't got that experience, they get to the big stage, and even just getting to the event in itself and not being on the stage, but playing your games, they feel like they've got to play a different type of match.
Yeah,
they feel that something special's got to happen. But as you rightfully put, I guess you just got to play what you practice.
Exactly. I think you just play to your strengths, and you can't worry too much about your opponents and what they're going to do. Obviously there's some player strategy and things you're going to look at. Oh, he likes to play with anarchy or this and that. But that's, very basic kind of things. In the end, you're going to have to outplay that person, read that person, try to anticipate their routes and all that, have better timing. So it comes down to the fundamentals, really.
Definitely. So I think what I heard is that we're getting a restart on that. I believe it's going to 1-1, unless I misheard something on that. And it will mean that we'll be just looking to see who's the first to get to 2 rounds. If there are any changes, of course, give you the heads up on that, but hopefully walk back into the game relatively soon. And just checking there, looking at dooi. And let's check out a couple of the replays of the the short rounds that we've had so far. I say short, actually. The first one was very short, about 1.5 minutes, and then it was very long and calculated.
That's just great rocket placement. The first bounce him up, and then to have the presence to land that second for 100.
Yeah, and this is a bit of more of the round 1 earlier on actually in the game, and DaHanG once again closing down on the clutch. Before we were starting to see right at the end really what dooi is capable of pulling off, and this again, I won't get tired of seeing frags like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's just fantastic. You didn't even hear it. I really liked how he got aggressive. Rocket jumped after him, just really pushed, didn't give him a chance to get away.
That got 1, so we are seeing a match point for dooi on the first map of the series.
Yeah, very intense match so far. Pretty fast-paced, actually. Considering they're both very cerebral players, can have a tendency maybe to get a little defensive. But Corrupted Keep really does play fast. Yeah. And wow, what a highlight earlier from dooi, that orb he threw, man. I was just commenting off air about how it reminded me like a no-look pass in basketball. He just kind of just zipped that orb over there and got a frag. It was great.
Now, well, I'm also keen to see if we're going to see more clutch from him. And looking even past this map, is it something that he's going to use on all of the maps? I guess he's already been getting, positive net on frags with the champions, so it's definitely paying off for the time being. Or is it more of a sort of map-specific type of pick?
Well, I think you touched on it yesterday about how you felt that clutch is an excellent first pick in a duel. And as we saw, if you get on top of somebody early, he has such a huge stack, plus the shield. And if you're down a frag and he starts, imagine you respawn as Anarchy, and you got somebody's 200 health, 100 armor, and he's in front of you with a shield, and you're toast.
Yeah,
you're in big trouble there.
Unless your movement skills are miraculous, those rockets will just knock you around everywhere.
Yeah, that's just straight up use my injection, try to run away any way I can, and just get the heck out of there.
Yeah.
So it's a dangerous position to be in, to be down against a clutch. I must admit, Rafa's punished me a little bit.
You kind of feel bad about it as well when you're going versus clutch. Man, I'm getting my ass kicked, and I'm against the clutch as well. What's going on here? I should be hitting so much.
And then the robot's flying at you, sometimes with this boost, you're like, oh no, you can see it coming, you're like, I'm so dead.
Well, we are going to be getting back into the map now, so thank you everyone for bearing with us. It is going to be dooi versus DaHanG. Ignore the circles up at the top. It is currently 2 points for dooi, 1 for DaHanG. So this is technically the 4th round. And wow, oh my God, absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, nothing DaHanG could do there. That's exactly the situation we're talking about, where you come around the corner, he has rockets and shield, and this is a good read by DaHanG. He probably knew he was going to go for those.
I like that movement actually from dooi, rocket jump away, so that he can't get surprised at all. He's going to find some of the hourglasses as well, and it's almost got that defensive barrier available to him. Yeah,
I think he's figured out now that DaHanG's definitely going to try to push when the shield is down, so he's making a concerted effort to run those hourglasses and keep that shield up as much as possible.
And he doesn't have to actively look for the frag unless DaHanG gets a foot out of line, but he's decided that he wants to be a bit aggressive on this, and I think that may be too overzealous for the time being.
Yeah,
he's probably going to have to hide.
Yeah, he might have overextended a little bit there. Now he has to be careful with that shield down. DaHanG's going to know it. He's going to try to force this. Yep, going to try to force a hit scan battle for sure. Oh, this will help him out, though. He's got the heavy armor. Still got to be a little careful, though. 20 seconds on that shield. A lightning gun will mess him up.
And the Ghost Walk is up and it's being used. I don't know if he saw it just then, but he is going to run away. Finds a rocket on the exit, looking to find something else, but the lightning gun just honed in on him. Nothing you can really do.
Yeah, I think you called it right earlier about him being a little too anxious with that shield and approach. I don't think DaHanG was close enough for that to really work.
You can't blame him for being keen, though, because he's so close to, taking a map on LAN versus DaHanG is an amazing achievement. And I don't want to undermine what he's already done by getting 3-0 in the groups, but you're on stage and you're going versus, a top 2 NA dueler at the moment. This could really shake up the rankings if dooi can do something crazy.
Yeah, we have Ranger versus Nyx here. It's going to be kind of an interesting matchup. Now, I'm curious if DaHanG will Ghost Walk one of those dooi orbs.
Well, he's just used
down now.
To no avail the Ghost Walk. Silver lining. As we say, if your opponent doesn't see the Ghost Walk being used, then they don't have that information. But he's already dropping those breadcrumbs of clues on the floor by taking Hourglass.
Yeah, absolutely. Picking the Hourglass is a huge clue that he used his Ghost Walk.
And that was great damage as well by dooi. He's taken 2 major items. dooi is actually in a huge amount of trouble at the moment. He is going to have to run for his life. I really hope that dooi's going to be trying to be proactive here to close things out, looking for the damage, and forces the Ghost Walk out straight away.
That was a smart play by DaHanG. He was in a bad spot. If he didn't do that, he probably ends up getting fragged right there. So he landed a good rocket, got some damage to just, I'll take the free damage, Ghost Walk, get out of there. Now he's running some hourglasses again to get it back.
Well, dooi is going to be able to get himself 2 of the big items. Is he going to look for a way to close the gap? Should be able to estimate that Ghost Walk won't be up yet. He's going to find him, tries to go in for the dire orb, but won't quite find the frag. And DaHanG lives to see another day.
Boy, that dire orb seemed like it just missed, didn't it?
Yeah, that was very, very close. But again, dire orb against the likes of Nyx is hard work. Going and force the Ghost Walk out. Armor is now up, and I think dooi is let go of it. He's in trouble at the moment. That lightning gun, dooi's got pretty much nothing to work with, but DaHanG can't quite find the last bits of damage to get himself the kill. If dooi is able to now survive and get back in control, that would be crazy.
Yeah, that's a little moral victory for dooi to get out of this and somehow rebuild his stack. And you got it as DaHanG, I'm sure he's a little frustrated. It looks like he caught the wall a little bit there trying to move, and it messed him up a little bit, and he wasn't able to get the finish.
dooi's managed to get his full actual health. He's looking to pick up some more of the small armors. I think that lower one might spawn soon.
This is a really great example of controlling pace. You see how dooi was low, and all of a sudden it's like DaHanG's on the map by himself. You know what I mean? And he's back to his basic stack now. So
it's great. Considering what you've got available to you, health and armor-wise, I think it's fine to be passive at this point. But he can't do that forever.
Yeah, he's going to have to make a move here, but he was so low. Just the fact he rebuilt himself like this is great, and now he's in a position to push.
He's trying to make an effort as well to get on the items already. Unfortunately, he was a little bit early, so what he didn't work out. But you can see that he's keeping an eye on the timings and trying to maintain some pressure to not let DaHanG always be as stacked as he is right now. Oh,
nice
that's a brilliant push.
It should be a kill here.
Yeah, what?
Ooh.
dooi? How did he survive that? Oh, the rockets from DaHanG. I was going to say that's almost a miraculous escape. He jumped off the cliff and we're like, hold on a second, there's another bit of the story here.
Yeah, he tried to bait DaHanG into one there, and you know, Tim wasn't fooled, and he just you know, turned around and lined him up.
We've got 5 seconds left in this round. dooi trying to get close and personal, but with a second left, that is going to be DaHanG that secures the round. And I believe that's put us on the tiebreaker right now. So ignoring the scores up at the top, whoever wins this round is going to be taking the map.
Yeah, very evenly matched, back and forth battle so far. Some really great play from DaHanG. Rockets actually great play from both players here. Their rocket placement seems to be really on top of things. DaHanG's lightning gun is really paying dividends as well. Oh my.
All the damage there. The rocket he's going to have to watch out for. dooi has taken a lot of damage. 33 health left over for DaHanG. Again, I know that we go on about doi's Ranger and things like that, but the creativity that he has as well is something that also stands out a lot for me, from like what we saw at the end. And you only are able to do that if you're practicing this champion a lot, which is a big edge he has over a lot of players. Yeah,
I'm really glad to see his improvement. You know, early on, he was very Nyx heavy. That was kind of his top champion. And you actually see you know, his level of play decrease when he would be off of Nyx. Now, not the case. Now you can see he's strong on multiple champions, and it's really paying off for him, because that versatility, I really believe it, he needed in this game.
Well, DaHanG finding dooi in the corner.
Yeah,
trying to get any spam out.
Yeah, this is one of those positions. It's really tough over there. DaHanG knows that he's got him in a damage position. He was waiting for the shield, obviously, and that was smart. Oh,
they're going to actually meet at the bottom. One good rocket over here. dooi maybe want to force his way through and try and get the last bit of damage to secure the frag. Isn't able to do it, but it looks like DaHanG's got to be on his toes, because all of a sudden, snap, and doi's being aggressive.
Yeah, and doi's got a nice stack right now, so DaHanG's got to be careful, you know, whipping around these corners with Slash a little too fast and maybe running right into the face of the clutch. As we saw earlier, that actually got him killed. So, but I think dooi right now is really more focused on being passive and getting that shield back up. I think it's still down.
I think it's just about turned up right now. So he certainly put some pressure. Oh my God, I thought that he was going to fly off the edge for a second. He's going to run right into it. That initial rocket was perfect. And DaHanG, as you were saying, he's just speeding around the map and he just walked into hell.
Yeah, it's a great strategy. I like what doi's doing. I've done it to other people as well, is that you just kind of wait for that ambush with clutch and your shield. As long as you're stacked and you got your shield, they don't really have a whole lot of avenues to go if they're right in your face. Oh,
this is going to find one rocket, but he's being chased with the LG, looking for a mid-air, securing so much damage, and the frag on top of that with only 12 health to go. I don't know if he can recover from this, because we're probably going to get a very fast attack immediately. There we go, from DaHanG, and he had to do that.
Yeah, that was a guarantee. I'm sure DaHanG was like, he's got to be low. I'm going to get on him right away. So, but even still, that frag was huge. He's still up 2-1 now.
We're going to see a little bit of dooi anarchy. We saw him for about 10 seconds at the end of last round. Maybe we'll see a bit more what he's capable of.
And that was actually, that rocket fight was a prime example of how that clutch stack can really bail you out sometimes.
Yeah.
DaHanG had to do so much extra damage that allowed dooi the opportunity to get back in that fight and get the kill.
Well, we've had an exchange on the items so far. dooi is probably also going to be thinking of the clock at the same time, that, you know, his mobility will allow him to run that a little easier. But, you know, strong ghost walk plays could also be the end of this champion for dooi too.
I think it's important not to get too passive early on. There's still a decent amount of time left. You know, he's got to be careful about giving too much control of the map up. So I still think he needs to play straight up for a little bit, for about another minute, to about 4:15. Oh my goodness.
What? And dooi got the frag though, so he still had a champion left. That's GG right there. All of a sudden, this exploded. They made sure there was like 2 chemicals reacting or something, and dooi comes out on top. Corrupted keep goes to him.
Good start for dooi. Good start for dooi. Yeah, take a deep breath, man. That's good.
Unreal. Now, does DaHanG know how good dooi is?
Oh, sure. They practice. Yeah, oh, yeah. They practice together. Talking to dooi. DaHanG is certainly somebody he practices against, so they're familiar with each other, without a doubt.
So I'd be really keen to know, actually, from DaHanG, actually, how does he consider his chances going up versus dooi? Because maybe, you know, I might be, you know, playful earlier and thinking that DaHanG should take the game, so on and so forth. But I wonder if DaHanG is actually, this is going to be a really hard match, or I'm going to secure this easily.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk to DaHanG about how their practice is going, but talking to dooi, he felt like he played DaHanG very strongly and saying that, yeah, DaHanG obviously wins sometimes, but he says he can get, you know, maps and rounds off of him, and he feels like, yeah, he gives him good competition, and he's like, we're going to see what happens today. Yeah. And that's the right attitude to have, you know, just play, man, just play, and whatever happens, happens.
Exactly. I know that it happens to some players, and a bit more on the sort of the online circuit. You get some players where I think, well, I'm me, whoever that pro player happens to be, and they go against someone who's like, well, I kind of win by default, and they play on their reputation, essentially. So I'm not saying that DaHanG's doing that whatsoever, but that's something that everyone's got to be very careful of doing. When you underestimate certain capabilities of players.
Well, even on the flip side, going back to personal experience, there were some times early on when I was playing, and you know, I was a name back in the day, and somebody would have an opportunity to push me, and it was almost like they were intimidated because of who I was, and they wouldn't take that chance. And you got to be careful against guys like that. It's like, yeah, you know what?
Buys a lot.
You be careful having too much respect for them. You know, there's times you got to trust yourself and just go for it sometimes.
No, exactly. And I think that's the way that doi's been playing so far. We're getting a Ranger and a Doomslayer here on Ruins. DaHanG getting the slash out. No surprise at all. Followed up with a Nyx. And he's going clutch. Are we going to get clutch versus clutch?
I'm curious if he tries to counter something else.
Okay. So scale bearer at the end there for dooi. I'm right now, a million things going on in my head in terms of what we expect, because I was thinking that we're going to get it the other way around, but we know that DaHanG plays at clutch amazingly on Ruins. If it's duel or if it's sacrifice, he's great there. And I think dooi is thinking for a second, do I want to go for the clutch as well? Or is there something that I can do to maybe counter this?
Yeah, that's I would like to know, depending if we get an interview later or whatnot, but I would certainly like to know what he was thinking with the champion pick. Is it just because he feels that champion is good, that's his lineup, he likes it on Sarnath, or is it something he saw from DaHanG and says, oh, you know what, I'm gonna pick this little, do this little wrinkle over here.
He said he was doing his homework earlier on,
absolutely.
on the
That's one of the strengths of this guy. For those who don't know, or people just tuning in, I was mentioning earlier how dooi was up at like 5:30 in the morning today, watching videos, studying film, getting ready for his event today.
Yeah.
So this guy's a worker.
Well, we'll see. He's a map away from taking himself to the semi-finals. The game here on map 2 will begin. dooi versus DaHanG. The arena is Ruins of Sarnath. Which champions will we be getting to start with? Suspect that we'll have DaHanG on a slash. Yep, and he is going versus the dooi Ranger. Okay.
Well, that didn't take long, did it? He just got doi'd right away.
That ended fast.
Wow, he is really effective with that orb.
I need to wipe my eyes right there.
I mean, was that less 5? Like it's like 3 seconds into the match. I am up 1-0.
And, well, all right, let's put that aside. We've got the clutch now for him to go against. And you know what? I don't know what I think of this clutch pick, because out of champions that are vulnerable to a dire orb,
he's like the
one of them.
most vulnerable to a dire orb, because, yeah, he's just so huge. And he's already got the dire orb back up, and as we've seen, he's extremely accurate with the thing. That's smart. Just get a little damage on him.
Yeah, it's a shame actually for dooi that he didn't have the rail available straight away, because he probably could have followed that a bit more. But he backed off. He's got the triad of weaponry now, and will they be able to play with this moving on? He's, oh my God, I could see it coming a mile away.
Yeah, that was just a guarantee in that short little, that narrow corridor like that. I mean, honestly, yeah, DaHanG maybe should have been a little aware that, hey, it's dooi. He's probably going to throw an orb at me right now.
Of course, like that was sort of a suicidal play, I think, from DaHanG, and he's kind of letting dooi play to his strengths. He's got to play around that, and maybe he's thought that. I get the one thing going through my mind is like, I'd rather have Nyx at the end than clutch, but I don't know.
You don't want to be giving up a frag. That's just my philosophy, and it's just period. You don't want to give up frags. So. But credit to dooi, man. This is, you know, he's really putting pressure on DaHanG, and maybe DaHanG felt he had to make something happen because of that early frag.
Oh, finds him dropping down for the armor. Won't be able to land the rail. I do wonder if there is some kind of like special game achievement if you get the 3 dire orb frags in a round or something, because I mean, he's probably got it already, but
we should just call it the dooi award. Because honestly, this is one of his staples. I mean, early on he was always great with it, but it's just amazing seeing him improve as a player. And so he's getting so much better with his all-around game, and then he still has a great dire orb.
Oh, DaHanG missing that rail right at the end, which is going to give dooi... What the hell? He went in for the die orb straight away. He's got a limited amount of health left, and that's going to let DaHanG come back with the rocket. I can respect what dooi tried there.
I can.
But it wasn't the right play. And fair play to DaHanG, though, for being so quick on the trigger with the Ghost Walk and following up as well.
Yeah, it looked like dooi just wanted to set that trap at Mega Health, and it's like, you know what, I'm going to get him with the third orb and end this round right now. But he just missed, and then, of course, you know, the heavy armor is coming up, so he sacrificed not grabbing the heavy armor. He really could have backed off. He chose to be aggressive, and DaHanG made him pay for it.
I mean, if you're trying to be unpredictable, that was one way to do it.
Oh, certainly. DaHanG had no clue he was coming up there with the die orb at first.
A lot of damage so far done by DaHanG with the Nyx, and doi's got to somehow play on the items, but he's not got a whole lot of resources to work with, because DaHanG's been getting so many of the major items. Whoa, all right. And he's going to just bull rush away so that no extra damage can be taken. A 50% damage absorption just there. He might lose his life if over here. Yeah, there's about 20 health remaining, and one more of those nails probably could have been his grave.
And unfortunately for dooi, because of that move he made to be aggressive, it allowed the timers of the major items to be a little separated now. So now DaHanG has full control of the map. So it kind of just showcases how one error can really compound things and make it harder on you in the long term, because that's kind of an unforeseen side effect of his tactic there.
I'm still worried for DaHanG that he hasn't got the kill yet. He's had dooi on low HP forever, essentially.
Yeah, but dooi, this is probably it for him.
There we are, there we are.
Yeah.
Now, I think it almost took too long, but fair play to DaHanG for doing all that damage early on. And I'm surprised that dooi lasted so long. But after his good work, it's one champion each. He may have lost an opportunity to win this round.
Yeah, dooi kind of let one get away from him, especially because he was already up to the frag count. Taking that risk at that time was, you know, you could definitely argue against it. But as you say, if you want to try to be a little unpredictable, oh my goodness. I definitely respect the aggression and just trying to take control of the round right there. That's certainly, but...
Is he going to come in for this play? Oh, a terrible rocket there from DaHanG. It was smidgens of damage, but we have got the armor up. DaHanG's been controlling so many of the items lately, and it's only just now that doi's getting back to contesting that control. I wonder if he's going to have the timing on the Mega still and be able to be there for it.
Oh, here we go. Wondering if we're going to see any kind of... thought maybe he might try to Ghost Walk and maybe re-engage there after Mega, but saving it here.
I think if dooi didn't have the timing before, I mean, it looked like he was just a tiny bit late to contest on the Mega. Going to have to watch out later on. dooi, though, forfeiting the armor now. The way that the control's going back and forth is... I'm finding it fascinating, but also that dooi maybe being a little bit inconsistent with his aggression.
Well, one of the things he was talking to me about in regards to how he's evolved his strategy is that he'll time the item, but it doesn't necessarily mean he needs to go there and challenge it every time. So he's being smart about when is the right time to challenge for the item, and maybe I just want to do a little damage or even use that opportunity. If you know somebody's going to go pick up an item like this and be at the bottom of the map, that gives you opportunity to be elsewhere on the map and grab some other things that you may need at the time. So there's a lot of ways to play off the timing besides just going for the item.
Well, let's see if we can make these strategies pay off, as we are in sudden death at the moment. It makes no difference, though, because it's a champion left apiece.
Very intense right now. DaHanG's in a good spot, though. His Ghost Walk is up, got an overstack. He just needs one good engagement where maybe dooi doesn't see that Ghost Walk as he moves in, and that could be it. On the flip side, though, dooi just wants to force the Ghost Walk, obviously, and try to get control of a major item again and change that around.
DaHanG is regularly having that overstack on both the health and the armor at the moment. The fighter just immediately disappears with that rail. He's going in for an aggressive Ghost Walk. Is not able to land the damage. That Mega in the end is going to go to dooi. He's looking to aggressive this rail on rocket and rail. Sorry, misses the rail though. Yeah,
unfortunate miss from DaHanG around Mega. doi's doing a good job here. That was really good. That's forced the Ghost Walk, kind of just what I was talking about. Got that rail, forced Ghost Walk. Now, you know, DaHanG's got to be a little careful here with this down for about another 12 seconds. Oh, whoa, my goodness, and he's down.
Wow.
And just like that, that's what I was mentioning. When your Ghost Walk is down as Nyx, it's a very scary position to be in. He came around the corner, one good direct rocket, 17 health. I was like, that's what he's dead.
But what DaHanG would have wanted to do there, I mean, maybe even before the rocket landed, the first rocket, but definitely after the first rocket, is get into that teleport.
Oh, yeah,
he just couldn't move at all.
Yeah, I think it's just dooi was just right on top of him.
Yeah.
Follow-up shot was there. It just didn't even give him a chance to react.
I'm wondering if the top 3 frags at the end of this is just going to be sort of 3 different dire frags.
It's a possibility.
It could certainly happen. But we are on board with dooi right now, who is on the Ranger. I don't know if it's becoming a fan favorite, but it's definitely becoming one of my favorite things to watch here at DreamHack Denver. Finds him right in front.
I love seeing a little play like that. You know, both guys are silent, but yet they both knew they were there. That's why they're here, folks.
He's going to find him there. Looking for the die wall. We're not going to be able to connect with it. And going to try and break away. He is available at the moment. Unsure of the artillery that DaHanG currently has.
Ooh,
well, he's definitely got a rail.
That was a big counter shot by DaHanG.
Yeah. And there we are. Lightning gun going to burn dooi down in the end. And maybe he's now able to establish a presence on the map a bit more and not have to worry as well about getting die robbed so often.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't see how you're not worried about that against dooi now after what we've seen. So good for initial play, though, by DaHanG. That was good to get aggressive there. It was a nice shot as dooi was trying to fall away. So he's in control. He's in command right now. Ooh, that might have cost him.
I was going to say this has been a very dominant round, but he's just slipped up of being able to get that frag on the Doomslayer. So a small in to the map for dooi with that champion.
Yeah, giving up the heavy armor there kind of lets dooi get back into this. He
was banking on securing that frag. I mean, he tried to play fast and forward, but that Berserk, it's not a bad amount of speed for the Doomslayer, and he's able to move away. And DaHanG is not challenging on the armor. It seems to have had a read that he would go over towards a small armor, but that didn't work out. Either way, dooi, no presence at all on the heavy. So this is going to be good control, great stack for Slash, a chance for possibly some DaHanG highlights.
Yeah, I think DaHanG was a little concerned maybe dooi might have been down there setting up a trap at the armor, so he took that longer route to give himself better vision before he went in. At least that's what I think.
Oh, that was perfect rocket. The follow-ups as well are spot on. I can't even see him, but I'm receiving damage. Plasma Trail coming down. We got one punch, and it is going to be the Plasma Trail that locks it down. Yeah, just Scale Bearer to go.
Yeah, nothing dooi could do there. DaHanG recognized the situation, and dooi was done. He was dead. You know, those great rockets, and there's really nowhere for him to go.
Oh, is he able to do much with that? Oh, there's the rail. dooi does get the frag at the end, but unfortunately for him, it's not going to mean anything. DaHanG's going to be able to tie up the round here.
Big for DaHanG. He really needed to get something going here. You know, going down 2-0 after already losing the first map. You don't want to be in that position, so he's got some momentum. He's got a win there in that round, but let's see what happens. He's got to worry about that orb, man.
This nice little frag. I like this, how he played it with the Plasma Trail. And this is something that I think the players like DaHanG, like Tox, like Rafa, they're so good at picking the right time to use the Plasma Trail.
Yeah, using it in an aggressive manner rather than a defensive manner. And I like how he came in, as you mentioned. It gave dooi no avenue for escape up the stairs. He had to force him. Ooh.
Wow. Whoa. Okay. I mean, we hadn't even commented on the fact that dooi was using Scale Bearer to start with, but landing 2 great shots and eliminating the Slash of DaHanG, that's big news.
I like the change up with the first champion pick too. You know, don't let your opponent get too comfortable. Like, oh, he's using the die orb every time right away. And it's like, no, you know what? Guess what? I want Scale Bearer this round because you know DaHanG's probably thinking he's going to go Ranger again.
Yeah.
So.
And I was thinking that dooi hadn't actually done much with the Scale Bearer already. He seemed to always fall quite, flat on his face. Although, dreams of bull rushes at the moment. Great stack that he's got. And he's forced the Ghost Walk out, but he's going to be okay. Bull Rush, slightly shorter cooldown than the Ghost Walk, so maybe we'll see some contest over some of the Hourglasses, just to deny them from DaHanG, if anything.
I definitely think it's valid when a Nyx uses Ghost Walk to set ambushes around the Hourglass points, because, I mean, as we've seen, Nyx is just so vulnerable when that is down.
It is going to be heavy, presumably, now for dooi. And look at that stack. This is something really to fear as a Nyx, because you've got to do so much damage to bring it down to your kind of level. Jump up, Bull Rush coming through, and he forces out the Ghost Walk, but it's after the Mega's been taken. Now, I love the thinking behind that for dooi, but DaHanG at the moment, he's on his toes, and he's still looking good in this game.
Yeah, I definitely like the play from dooi. It forced DaHanG to make a good play himself, but using his Ghost Walk. But I just like the thinking. I like where his mind is with going for that rocket jump and attack.
Oh, that's a huge rocket to land. The follow-up, just a bit of splash. He just needs a tickle of damage, and he can't get the rail. Switches away at the wrong time. He's got the bull rush in a moment, but he lands the rail anyway. dooi, one more frag for match point.
Did you notice he wanted to shoot a rocket, and he actually didn't realize he was out of rockets. He clicked, and then he's like, I got the rail, and he still went in. Wow, just the confidence to do that is amazing.
That was immense, and DaHanG gave him the space there. He didn't, no longer did he want to get the heavy himself. All right, well, we're seeing some DaHanG right now. He hasn't got the shield up, and doi's trying to do something with the bull rush. LG's got to look out for so much damage, and DaHanG's just a sitting duck in that central room. Sorry, that side room.
Again, I love the calculated aggression we're seeing from dooi. He's really picking his spots and keeping it, like you mentioned, keeping a little unorthodox, right? Something that, and again, this is something he touched on about practicing different techniques to see what works, what doesn't work. So that way you can pull these things out in a tournament and be like, you know what, everybody plays so static, like you said, scared, I don't want to lose and I got to play my perfect game every time. But that keeps you in a small, how do you say, in a small area where you're not trying new things.
Whoa, hold on, we've got a lot happening here, and doi's just going to eliminate the slash with ease. He's got so much health left and everything.
And he still has his charge.
Yeah. Okay, Ghost Walk forced out. They've got Heavy spawning in just a moment. He's not going in on that one, though. He's lost track a little bit of where DaHanG was, but he secured himself an item after that. And as you said, with Bull Rush, is ready to pop. Well, one thing I wanted to touch on is the fact that you say that he's very versatile with champions. If you can play so many of the champions well, surely there's an edge you have over these people who are just saying, oh, I'm going to play by the meta. I'm just going to practice the champions that I think are strongest in the game at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And what does it do for the other opponent who has that mentality when they lose their best champion and they don't feel confident on the other ones? It can get into your head a little bit. So I think he's made a good effort at getting good. This is a smart play. Just get out of there. Take the armor.
And he's now
probably going to rocket jump up here. Yep. Oh, he just missed it.
Looks like it won't cost him anything in the end, as he'll be able to skate around, but he's got to be conscious now.
Nice rocket.
What a rocket there from DaHanG. He's got to be conscious of the items, looking for the mid-air to finish things off. Can't quite get it, and he's got no rockets left. But he's got to need a shotgun or something along those lines, and he can't land anything directly, and the Ghost Walk is now available. DaHanG surviving by the skin of his teeth just there.
He's fortunate dooi ran out of rocket ammo there. It wasn't looking good for him.
And again, that bull rush, maintaining that security and also holding on to as much of the armor as possible as well after having picked it up. Great rail there. Seeing a little bit of DaHanG now. We need to see a lot from him if we want to get some success and for him to move back in the series a bit and really assert himself. It's been the dooi show so far.
Yeah, overall, yeah, doi's played more consistently well in this match, obviously. That's why he's ahead.
Oh, moving out. As much damage as you're possibly going to do to a bull rushing scale bearer, but he's just headed straight over to the armor, and we've seen this a few times now. He's got his little route planned out, and DaHanG's not done anything against that yet. He's only trying to use the rail. This is surely going to be a frag for DaHanG if he can just lock him down. doi's trying to do something himself, though, but it's not enough. Yeah, the scale bearer dies. Yeah,
he wasn't in a good position there. It kind of makes me wonder, maybe he could have tried to back out of there a little bit as he could, but DaHanG had him in a good spot and wasn't really keen on letting him get away there. Nice finish by DaHanG.
Well, DaHanG going to secure the first heavy armor in what it must be 3, 4, 5 rotations. He's going to lose out on the overstack straight away. And dooi landing that rail. And it's really now or never for DaHanG. He's going to have to get himself a frag or two if he wants to try and lock this one out. Great rails here from DaHanG. Can he finish the job off? Not quite going to hit that one. And doi's now starting to stack up a little bit more on the health bubbles.
And you still have to worry about that dooi orb.
Yeah, I mean, it's up and ready now. Armor spawns. Oh, just about, I don't say too late, really. What? Oh
Great.
My God.
You know, that's
what just happened?
DaHanG got caught staring a little too long down that stairway down there.
I mean, he is pretty, but still.
And you know, when he ate that first rocket, that was danger zone. And that's just, you know, he's trying to line up a shot, and that rocket comes in at you. And then the follow-up rail by dooi, you know, taking that chance. But hey, again, fragging opportunities and taking advantage of it.
You know what's scary though at the moment is that doi's on the Ranger, and he's got a big refrigerator target.
Oh yeah.
For the dire orb. I'm scared for DaHanG, and he's now got a minute to get the frag back.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to push.
And he's going to have to get close. And, you know, in personal, he's going to have to hope that dooi misses a really critical dire orb. And doii's still moving away, goes in for the shot, isn't going to land it. Is he able to get away? He's not. DaHanG has tied it up a bit. And we've still got a chance to see a tie breaking around on Ruins of Sarnath.
Just like you said, he had to miss that critical dire orb, and there it was. He had his chance, but it just didn't happen, and DaHanG got the finish.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Damage, that rocket just missing at the end. And doii's just trying to lay down the pressure at the moment. Rockets are landing a little bit, but dooi, right at the end, everything started to fall a bit stale.
Yeah, he really just started to whiff a few rockets there at the end when he just a couple more good hits would have ended it.
You could tell that DaHanG was desperate for survival. He's now got his shield back up so he can regain a little bit of confidence. We're going to see now an exchange, I believe, on the major items. Heavy armor going to dooi and mega health going to DaHanG. Any extra damage you can get.
Just want to pick away at him.
Good. Yeah.
Because even though he has a lot of health right now, 32 armor is not a lot. So once that armor goes, you're going to bleed through that health quickly.
Try to lay down a little bit of a trap, but dooi not falling for it. They spotted him. No rail exchange. Oh, I don't know if he meant to drop down just then. If we could find a rail shot on him, then that would get rid of some of the benefits DaHanG gained from these major items. And he's going to get both, actually. He's going to get the mega, and he's going to get the heavy.
And I expect dooi, you know, he's going to force DaHanG into do something here. I think if you're dooi, you don't want to give DaHanG a shot, right?
No.
You want to end the match right now. That's it.
But he's going to have to do more of that chip damage. I don't think he hasn't sensed where DaHanG is, and he's just showed himself. Rocket comes in, a little bit of damage. He's missing out on shots. Fortunately for him, he's not really that vulnerable unless now if DaHanG chooses to push in. Oh, the shield was just used. This is actually a big amount of information for dooi to get. That means that now it's going to be easier to rail from a distance without, you know, fear of the shield just coming up, and even get some close-range rockets. He just can't go too close still.
Yeah, he's got to be careful because that even though the shield's down, he is fully stacked on that clutch.
And because because of that shield was used, DaHanG knows it's going to be harder for him to negotiate those major items himself.
And there's an example of what just happened. If he has the shield there, I have no doubt he pushes in on that armor and tries to get the finish.
Found him over here. Shields come out, mega has been taken, and he needs to find a way to run out of this. DaHanG looking to close this one out and get a tie-breaking round. Can he find him? dooi survives somehow.
How? Just how did he get out of that?
It looked like chaos. I mean, it looked like dooi was panicking as well, but he survives.
It looked like he didn't know where he wanted to run. He just wanted to run.
Well, with this opportunity given to dooi, see what he can do to maximize his options. He's still going to have to go up against another shield.
Nice, that'll help him out.
Ooh. Oh, that was only 2 damage rocket, I think, so not much to be concerned of there. I don't know if he wants to jump forward on this at the moment because he hasn't got the Berserk as a possible escapability tool, and he still has that shield which could just bounce right back at him and hurt a lot.
Just try to bait that shield, get that hit scan damage. We've seen it, how vulnerable Clutch is to a lightning gun and railgun. So, and even the nail gun, oh my gosh, nice shot. There we go, there we go.
He's going to have to move away, though. Yep, got the Berserk. Can he escape? DaHanG trying to look for some kind of damage to maximize what he's able to do with the shield. There's not much in the end. Neither players have got the ability up for now. What I like from this is that doii's denying a lot of hourglasses. LG, DaHanG's got to get out of here. He's going to hit a rail at the end. Can he close this one off with the lightning gun? DaHanG misses, and dooi takes the round. That is the semi-final spot ready for him.
Very nice play by dooi. Impressed, very impressed with his progress as a player. I'm still expecting great things from him. I still say this is not the best from him yet, and he just defeated one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, that is insane. It's just another shock to the system that is DreamHack Denver.